All right, let's just jump right in with a pretty wild idea. What if I told you that over $1 million has probably already passed through your hands? I know, it sounds completely insane, but just stick with me for a few minutes because I'm gonna show you the math, and way more importantly, we're gonna figure out exactly where it went and how you can start building your next million.
So, first things first, let's do a really quick and honestly pretty eye-opening calculation. And hey, this isn't about making anyone feel bad. Not at all. It's about pulling back the curtain on a hidden truth about your own financial life. A truth that can actually set you on a whole new path.
So let's just imagine a super common situation, right? Let's say you started working around 18 and now you're 40. That's about 22 years in the workforce. Now, we're not even going to talk about your starting salary or what you make now, just a reasonable average salary over that time. You ready for this? Let's do the math together.
You know, the math here is shockingly simple. 22 years? Well, that's 264 months. And if we take a pretty average monthly salary, let's just use 4,000 Brazilian reais for this example, and we multiply it by those 264 months, we get, well, you see it.
Yep, over 1 million. That is a life-changing amount of money that has literally flowed through your accounts. So the really big question is, where is it now? I mean, if you don't have $1 million sitting in the bank, what happened to it? Let's find out.
That money didn't just vanish into thin air. Nope, it was slowly siphoned away by two very, very common, almost invisible financial habits that trap millions of us. It's time to unmask these two thieves. And here they are, our two main culprits. First, you've got that classic hamster wheel of living paycheck to paycheck, where every single cent you earn gets spent. And second, there's the trap of chasing big dreams. You know, a car, a big trip, impulsively, without any real financial game plan. Let's break these down. This right here is the heart of that inadequate lifestyle trap. It's what happens when your cost of living just expands to perfectly match your income. Your rent or mortgage, the food, getting around, having a little fun, it all adds up to exactly 100% of what you bring in. Sound at all familiar? And hey, if it does, you are definitely not alone. Not even close. Research shows that a whopping 8 out of 10 people spend their entire income just to keep up with their standard of living. This isn't some personal failure, it's a really widespread pattern. But here is the good news. Patterns can be broken. Okay, so we've put our finger on the problem. Now let's talk about the solution. And this isn't about cutting coupons or never buying a coffee again. No, this is about a fundamental shift in your entire relationship with money. It's a new way of thinking that can change everything.
This is the core idea right here. See, constantly cutting costs and saving pennies, that only closes the door to poverty. It keeps you from falling behind, sure, but it doesn't actually move you forward. Real prosperity comes from opening a totally different door, the door to multiplication. It's time to stop just playing defense with your money and start playing offense.
So how do we start multiplying? Well, it all begins with a simple but really powerful rule that puts you back in the driver's seat. Think of it as the first step on the prosperity ladder. And trust me, it's a total game changer. And here it is, the 60-40 rule. The big idea is to adjust your lifestyle so it runs on just 60% of your income. What that does is it frees up the other 40%, not just to be saved, but to be actively multiplied. This is where the magic happens. And honestly, this isn't just about math, it's about peace of mind. Knowing exactly where your money is going just lifts this huge weight off your shoulders. So what do you do with that 40%? Simple. You divide it into pockets, each with a specific purpose. You've got a pocket for your dreams, like travel or a new car. You have a pocket for your long-term investments and your future self. And you have a pocket for giving back, because generosity is a key part of prosperity. And that 60%? That's for the bills. Easy, right? Okay, so having that 40% is one thing, but making it actually grow means you have to give it a clear mission. Because, let's be real, money without a purpose tends to just wander off. So let's give your money a job to do. This is so important. We need to turn a vague dream, like, I want to travel more, into a concrete financial goal. A real goal has 3 things: a deadline, a final price tag, and a specific amount of money you're going to put towards it every single month. That's how a wish becomes a plan. And we can break these goals down to make them feel way less intimidating. We can start with what's called a machinha in Portuguese, which means a little goal, something you can achieve in under 6 months, like a new pair of sneakers or a weekend getaway. Then you move up to a meta, or a medium goal, for things in that 6 to 24 month range. And finally, the metona,
the big goals, like buying a house, which take over 2 years.
So my advice, start with the small goal, a machinha. Hitting that first small target builds the discipline, the focus, and most importantly, the momentum you need to go after the bigger goals later. Success breeds success, right? Once you get that first win, you start to feel unstoppable.
Okay, so you've got a plan, you've got a goal, but your plan is only as strong as its defenses. There are these common little leaks that can sink your financial ship before it even leaves the harbor. So let's find those leaks and plug them up for good.
These are some of the biggest culprits. You know, the daily coffees and food deliveries that seem small but add up like crazy. Those late fees you get just from being disorganized, not taking 5 extra minutes to shop around for a better price, and a really tough one, helping out friends or family in a way that just enables them instead of solving a real temporary emergency. We have all been. And this right here explains why plugging those tiny leaks is so critical. The person who wastes a little will have the same behavior with a lot. Just think about that for a second. The habits you build with small amounts of money are the exact same habits you'll have with large amounts. If you master the small stuff, the big stuff will take care of itself.
We started all this by looking back at $1 million that kind of slipped away. Now, let's bring it all together and look forward to the $1 million you are going to build, on purpose, with a plan. This is where the real fun starts.
Look, the past is the past. That first $1 million slipped through your fingers because you were navigating without a map, but now you have one. You've got the 60-40 rule, you know the power of setting real goals, and you know the traps to watch out for. You are in control now.
The whole game has changed. You're in the driver's seat. So the only question left is this one. Your journey to your next $1 million starts right now, today. What's your first move? Where are you going to tell your money to go? The choice is all yours.